Honestly, it will be difficult for me to ask a sexual harassment question without sexually harassing. And so, you know, I don't necessarily know that I can give you a good example of that kind of a question, but nonetheless, yeah, I would look at that one. The thing that I would want you to realize is this. When you're dealing with sexual harassment, okay, let's say that I am a manager of a store. Let's say that I'm a manager of a store, and as the manager of this store, I decide that I want to put a calendar up on my wall that maybe has a little bit of nudity in it. Okay? Maybe it has nudity in it. Val, you work with me. Linda, you work with me. Katie, you work with me. My rationale is, well, you know, there's nude ladies in there, but there's also a few, you know, fairly nude fellas in there, so, you know, equal opportunity is all I say. All right. Am I sexually harassing you, Katie, when I put that calendar up?
I'm not offended by it, but I can see how people would take that the wrong way.
Okay, you can see how people would take that the wrong way. So is that sexual harassment?
Yes. Yeah.
You say yes. Linda, is that sexual harassment? Am I sexually harassing you if I put a calendar up? And Linda's like, oh, no, I'm not offended at all. Okay, go ahead. Why not?
Well, I mean, it's in your office, right?
It's my office.
Then, yeah, you can put whatever you want.
Then I can put whatever I want. Val, do you agree with which one? You come down on the side of Katie and Kemi that say this is harassment, or do you come down on the side of Linda and say, no, this is your office. You can decorate as you choose.
It's my office.
So you say you want to have the calendar with naked men on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Believe it or not, sexual harassment is not in the eye of the manager or in the eye of the office holder. Sexual harassment is going to be in the eye of the person that is offended. So with this in mind, if I do something and you're offended by it, even if I wasn't doing it that way, you know, on purpose, if you're offended, then that would be something that would be legally actionable for you. So that's why sexual harassment is kind of difficult, because even if I'm thinking that I'm doing the right thing and I do something wrong, if you find it wrong, even if I don't think I'm trying to do anything, I could conceivably get in trouble because of ignoring what would be offensive to you. Okay?
Do we have, like, the worker, they would have to say something to the manager first, right? They couldn't just,
Yeah. The worker would have to say something, and if the manager left it up, then that would be grounds right there. Or if it was a clearly articulated policy and it was being violated, then that would be something where a warning isn't necessary.
He thought he was doing, like, he thought he amended the problem.
Or
but
she.
She did, or she, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the manager, I was assuming, you know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. He or she, the manager, thought they amended it, but the worker was like, didn't, you know, that opinion that the worker could still sue.
When I used to work with Pier 1, Pier 1 is known for aggressive women and gay men. Okay? So when I worked with Pier 1 at different points, I don't know who hit on me more. The assertive female store managers or the gay men that work there as well. So no matter who I was around, there was always a lawsuit going on. And I was more the butt of the lawsuit than I was the initiator of it. And I'm not saying anything disrespectful. I'm just saying overtures at work, if they're unwanted and they're unsolicited and they're unrequited, that can rise to the level of sexual harassment. So that would be something to think about there. Any other questions? The exam, as I said, is probably going to be about 30 points, give or take, of short answers. If y'all are in the 50-minute class, you'll have a little bit more writing on this one than before, and I think some of you may very well want that. If you are in the Tuesday, Thursday class, you've had an exam with maybe 25 or 30 points of short answers on it, so this will be more in tune with what you're used to. Yes?
I don't know if you asked this question before, but the difference between equality of opportunity and equality of results.
No, we haven't talked about that one. What's the difference between equality of opportunity and the equality of results, or the equality of outcome? Anybody?
One is like affirmative, isn't it? Affirmative action kind of comes into play here because equal opportunity, it's not fixing the results of that test or whatever, but then the equal results would be fixing the results of the tests. Like,
yeah, you could say that.
Like
you could say that. Think about this in terms of a race. There's a starting line and there's a finish line. Equality of opportunity means that when you're running a race, everybody starts at the same spot. So you can go as far as your ability will take you on. So if you're a really, really smart guy, you're going to start at the same starting line with other really smart, but also other less smart people. So with this in mind, it doesn't matter what your abilities are, you all start at the same place, equality of opportunity. Equality of outcome means, Hassan, you could be a really, really smart guy. And you could be competing, if you will, against other people that are not very smart at all. But equality of opportunity means that no matter how smart you are or how hard you work, you're only going to get as far as the weakest people. So you all finish at the same spot. So when you think about this, think about that in terms of communism. Communism tried to level things off so that everybody was at the same spot, everybody had the same, and it took away motivation. And to make a short story long or a long story short, ultimately ended up failing. The United States is more based on equality of opportunity. You all start at the same place. Everybody gets the same amount of education paid for by the state. Then what you take and do with that is ultimately what determines how far you can go. Okay. Hannah, I think I missed your hand a few minutes ago. Did you have something?
Did you guys already do conscientious objections?
We mentioned it really, really quick, but I don't know that I really went over it.